I sit down. Alright, so between Queens and Waterloo. Those from Queens, you know, when I was in high school, I actually wanted to study in Queens. Alhamdulillah, AlShaykh. I went to Medina instead. So Queens versus Waterloo, it seems that they do teach Quran at Queens because Queens got 190.2 and Waterloo's got 181.52. And then between McMaster and UTSC, it seems that they teach Quran in Scarborough. Scarborough coming in at 178.57, own the Quran podium. And McMaster at 176.76. And the finals therefore, it's between Queens and UTSC. We're going to find out later. Did I do a good job? Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ala amma ba'd. Tonight, actually, you know what, this is my second time coming to the Quran competition, and I loved it so much the first time that I came, and when I was invited the second time, you know, I quickly accepted, because I wanted to have my daughter here. So then, inshallah, because she's memorizing Quran, I wish that she could see, inshallah ta'ala, some good examples of people who know Tajweed. Jazakallah khairan, Shaykh Adnan, for showing her. Anyways, there was, I was once translating, you know what, this is kind of like a sad story. Do you guys want to hear a sad story? Yeah. Sad story? And then fun on after. Alright, so there was an author, there's a man, his book is in Arabic and I was translating it. He was writing some stories, kind of like Iman building stories. One of these stories was a journal from a police officer who worked in a Muslim country, and he was a traffic police. And the traffic police officer frequently is involved with seeing people in their final moments of death. Now, this being a Muslim country, he would put it on himself to give the shahada to the person. They'd be on the highway, they'd close off the highway, someone's about to die, and he would, you know, sit there with the person and tell them, you know, say La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. What do people normally listen to in the car? Minshawi, Asari. Alright? So they listen to music, and there tends to be, with that constant beating of the words and the music and the beats, usually if someone gets into an accident, that will probably be the last words on their mouth. And as this officer would say, that, you know, there was one incident in specific that he was greatly moved by, and kind of like it frightened him, that this young boy had gone to an accident. He told him to say shahada, and all this boy could do in his final moments was repeat the words of the music that he was listening to right before he died. And if you look at any song, may Allah protect us, and listen to what is being said, and then ask yourself, would you wish for these to be the last words on your mouth? Now, another incident happened, and as he describes it, there was this young boy, good boy, mashallah, tabarakallah. He was, his car broke down in one of the tunnels, and he had to basically like change the tire down in that tunnel. Another car came like zooming behind that car, and basically he was sandwiched in between these two cars, full speed, and he was hit. They came on the scene, and the police officers, and they put him into a car. There's no time for an ambulance. They need to take him to the hospital immediately. So they put him in the police car, and they're driving to the hospital. And this boy, his body, bones broken, legs broken, everything is, he's bleeding. And as they're driving, they hear some sound. The boy is speaking. And when they listen carefully, the boy wasn't speaking, the boy was reciting Quran. And they said that it was the most beautiful recitation they had ever heard before. Most beautiful. He was reciting Quran, and they were listening, and they were crying at his recitation. In this state, he could barely talk, but all he could do is recite Quran. And in fact, I actually know a brother who was in an accident. I'll just tell you really quickly. He was in Croatia. He's Bosnian. He was in Croatia with his dad or son, and they were up in the mountains, circling, and the car fell off the mountain, fell off the cliff. The car didn't plunge down into the valley. It got stuck in one of the wedges. And, they were unconscious. It took, maybe 12 hours to, cranes and so on to come and pull them out. But when he finally woke up in the hospital later, and bones, everything broken, they told him the good news. They said, when we were pulling him out of the wreckage, and he was unconscious, they said, you were reading Quran. Right? So back to this boy.